Hello, everyone, and welcome as another night falls on Philadelphia as we enter the chronicle Cradle of Caine, a Sabbat V5 chronicle. Now, before jumping in, I just want to give a disclaimer that if anyone here is afraid of ghosts, gores, and possible mutilation, probably might not be the stream for you, as we enter into a place most haunted and with most history that of probably any place within Philadelphia. I'll let my cast introduce themselves.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Gabriel, or Acted and Chaotic, and tonight I'll be bringing to you Arthur Harris, haunted local bookstop owner.
Hello everyone, I'm Prince, aka Dimples and Dice around the internet, and I am playing Amari Oringo, your fleshcraft and Sinisi of sexiness.
I am Lily, and tonight I'm playing Evelyn, the coteries baby, in short.
And I'm your storyteller tonight, Nicholas. I hope you have a great time enjoying and watching our latest chapter. Let's begin. The meeting point is just the Starbucks down the street from the Eastern State Penitentiary. But before we embark on possibly what is, or what could be, your final night of his existence, would anyone like to do anything within their havens or beforehand before arriving?
Yeah, I have a guest arriving at 6 p.m. sharp.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be waiting for the young man when he arrives.
And
Miles Fletcher.
Of course, it took a while. He's a bit late, about 10 minutes. So, and he comes in his same kind of like disheveled clothing that he did so before. Definitely not what you would expect a one of the Fletcher family to be. Kind of a disgrace, really, in your eyes. But he does come around, and he's like kind of like looking down on the ground, kind of shaking a bit. You're not sure if it's because of fear or something else. And your ghoul, your retainer, goes, "Hey, Arthur, someone's here to see you."
Oh, good. Send him in. I'm in the office.
Go in, chap. And Miles walks in and goes, I came like you said. I'm here."
Sit down, son.
And he plops on the chair rather unceremoniously.
Now, we have a little arrangement, don't we, you and I?
Yeah, that's what you want to call it.
Yes. Now, the first thing I'm going to need from you is a little bit of honesty. When you came to me the other day, you clearly were not quite in your right mind, were you? And something tells me that perhaps you're in that state again. Am I right?
No. I'm clean. I'm clean today. I swear.
You're sober today. All right. What was it you were taking before?
Um, I really don't want to talk about that. To be perfectly honest,
Oh, that's too bad, darling, because you don't have a choice.
I was shooting up.
Uh-huh. And who's your supplier?
Look, I can't be telling you that. I can't be getting into any trouble like that.
You're already in trouble. And if you want to remain out of trouble, you'll stay in my good graces.
Go ahead and roll me. This would have been a great chance to open the book and make sure I have everyone's character sheets out, which I realize I did not do. But now, you're trying to pretty much like kind of intimidate him, right?
Pretty much, yes. I would say so.
Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Not the most charismatic individual, though,
Yeah.
so I may have to ask the blood to give me a helping hand.
And then, where was Quint? Where is your retainer and all this?
I imagine that he doesn't really leave my side very much, especially if there's a stranger in our midst. So I think he's probably rearranging some of the books very close to the office.
Mm-hmm.
He would, of course, have his security measures very close at hand.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
and he has his weapon prepared just in case. As you do hear the kind of ding of the doorbell, and you hear him start to converse with someone on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go. Just pull up your character sheet. I totally apologize for this.
It's quite all right.
Go ahead and roll me either your charisma and manipulation plus intimidation.
Okay, I'm going to rouse the blood to see if my my beast can help me at all during this.
Mhm.
I do not get hungrier.
Awesome.
Well, bully for that. 5 successes, I believe.
Awesome. Yeah, he tells you that it's this it's a couple of people.
Hmm.
They got a shop up here in Kensington.
Mm-hmm.
The dude I get it from, he gets it. I think his name is Chet.
Mm-hmm. Right. And now, any of these people that you've been palling about with, using anything particularly vital in their chemistry? You mentioned something called drop.
Yeah, there's apparently they got this I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's heroin. I don't know meth. I'm not entirely sure, but they've been kind of giving it to us. And you can shoot it. You can drink it if you really want to, but shooting it's apparently the best way to get the effects. I don't know, man. It kind of looks like blood.
Good. Well, we got there somewhere, didn't we? Now, you are going to, as part of this little deal, you're going to get some of this, and you're not going to shoot it up. You're going to bring it straight back to me.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll see how this little arrangement progresses, depending on how well you do.
It's kind of an expensive piece. I'm kind of out of cash at the moment.
Oh, that's a shame. But you see, Miles, I prize resourcefulness in my helpers. So if you can't sort this, then, well, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed.
Look, it just might take me a couple days to scrounge up the money, all right?
All right. Well, you make sure you do that, because if you don't, I'm going to be upset.
Yes.
Good boy. And Arthur's going to stand and sort of cross to him, and just sort of look him in the eyes for an uncomfortably long amount of time before once again biting his wrist and forcing it into his mouth to make him imbibe another drink.
And so you're cutting your own wrist, putting it into his mouth,
Mhm.
right? Okay. And
Yep.
he definitely resists for a second. You know, he's squirming, but eventually it just kind of gives in.
Mm-hmm. And after that, I am going to take back what I gave. I'm going to drink from him.
All right, how many?
Because why not go whole hog, huh? Just taking the one for now.
Okay.
But
you're slaking one. You can find the little bit of a fleeting, melancholic kind of reaction kind of flowing through. He definitely is a little afraid. Not so much anymore, as he just kind of like dazes off for a second. And the feeding is quick, and you're still feeling a bit peckish.
Mm.
You could probably eat more, especially from this family. This blood is particularly enjoyable for you.
Yes, but it's my favourite, and you have to save the best till last. So Arthur will pull back and then just sort of brush him down, pick him up, and say, right, awful good talking to you, old chap. Now do get along with what we talked about, and we'll get along just fine. Sort of pat him on the back and send him on his way.
And he kind of starts to kind of scatter away. And as he does so, do you kind of look outside into the main area of your bookstore?
Mm-hmm.
You see Quinn. He's talking, keeping a good show of everything. And you see a gentleman dressed in a nice like 2-piece suit. Very professional looking, hair slicked back. And he's kind of inquiring. Well, you see, sorry, sir, but the owner of the shop actually isn't in at this time.
Well, look at that. It seems like I came in at the most fortuitous moment.
Oh, wonderful. And he kind of turns, and Quinn goes, oh, yes, Arthur, this is the gentleman I was telling you about before.
Oh, splendid.
Hi, and he extends out his hand.
Hi. Who are you?
Oh, sorry, my name is Leonard Thompson. I was
Fantastic.
actually inquiring about I've heard that you were planning to be moving from this establishment is the idea, and I wanted to know if it would be possible for me to take over the buyout your lease that you have with the landlord.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually interested in buying some property in this particular area, and well, seeing as you're right on the main street and everything, you already seem to be leaving the area. Why not make it beneficial for both of us?
An interesting proposal.
And he kind of has this like unnatural feel to him, not like a kindred, but it feels like if you took like, he looks stretched almost, like his skin has just been stretched over something, like it's someone wearing like a human suit, like it's not real. Like that same sense you get when you see that guy that owns Facebook on TV, that Zuckerberg guy.
Right, yes, he's I've always gotten a little bit of an odd vibe about that specific gentleman. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with him, but you know, if even we the undead register some sense of emotion in the facial region, he just doesn't seem to be able to clock it, does he? I'm going to use some sense the unseen to maybe see if I can get a little more insight into who this is.
Okay. And that doesn't require a rouse or anything. You can just do that, correct?
Indeed, but there is an associated roll if you would
Yes.
like one.
Go ahead and make me a roll.
Okay, I will be using my my resolve and my allspecs today, I think. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that is three successes.
All right. So particularly, it's going to sense if there's anything hidden supernatural about the target you're using it on, and as you're kind of staring at him, you're. It's weird. You don't get the sense of something supernatural, but it seems your sense seems almost fuzzy around him, like something is actively resisting it.
Hmm.
And that in itself is the only marker you can see that, like, if it wasn't for that fuzziness, he would probably look pretty normal to you. Well, as normal as one of these kind could be.
Hmm. Probably a tech bro. All right. Well, lovely to meet you, Leonard.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
And your name?
Arthur, Mr. Harris, but you can just call me Arthur. I'm sure we're going to be great friends.
Wonderful, Arthur. If we could if you are interested, he kind of fetches into his pocket and pulls out a just a simple white plain business card. That's my number there, and I would love to, see if we could negotiate any type of quick and effortless handover.
Oh, well, who am I to stymie a fellow businessman? Now, I do have some business to be getting on with myself
Oh, of
today, so
course, I
unfortunately
don't.
my schedule's a little packed.
No worries. I just wanted to come in and to introduce myself and
Yes,
make myself known.
yes, quite. Well, I'll be in touch. I'll have my people call your people, and we'll sort something out. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful. If it was all
Oh,
right with
good.
you, do you mind if I just browse the selection a little bit
Oh,
before I
by
leave?
all means, by all means. Quinn,
Yes, sir.
could you please show this fine gentleman around some of our more interesting wares? Probably the Sumerian. Show him the Sumerian. I always quite like that stuff myself. Right.
Right.
Good evening, gentlemen.
And Quinn gives you a hesitant wave away. Um, and before you leave, is there anything like related to like Canaanite culture, like book wise, that you sell in your shop? Or are you pretty like hush hush about that?
Not in the shop proper, no. I think there's like bits about like lore and mythology from around the world, but there's like no specific vampire shelf. It's just like in, for instance, the like African legends and lore terms, there's probably examples of blood-sucking creatures involved in those, but like there's nothing specifically vampiric.
You can tell that as he's kind of looking through, his finger stops on a particular book, pulling it out, and it's kind of the last thing you see as you exit the shop. Um, and funny enough, it's just one of the kind of like second edition reprints, still fairly rare, of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Well, good taste. I quite like that one myself, apart from, when I almost got a paper cut on it in the 80s. Kind of soured my vision of it for a little bit. And Arthur will make his way back out into the street.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Now, what does Adrestia do before coming? Now, the idea is to go in while there's people there, with the tourist. So are you particularly taking stuff that is like able to be hid, or is the idea is that you're just stockpiling and you're gonna be like out looking while they go in? What's your plan of attack? Okay. What weapons do you take in particular? Just your like like a full on assault rifle. You can. I would say it might bump or drag. You do supplement by probably taking 1 or 2 grenades. You're not sure when you'll need this, but it never hurts to try. And you're armed to the teeth. Definitely, if anyone were to see you on the streets, they would be terrified immediately as this one-person army marching down. And kind of as you're leaving your haven and heading towards there, you can feel there's like almost an uneasiness around the city. It's quiet today, or should I say tonight, and it usually isn't quiet, and that kind of offsets you, almost like you're being watched. Yeah, you can go. You can go ahead and roll me wits plus aspects or resolve plus aspects. Five. Um, you definitely catch in the kind of corners of like the streets, like an eye down the alleyway, one up that just looks out a window for a second. You can see that there is just a variety of people staring at you. And if you stare back at them, or that they catch that they're being looked at, like you look their way, they slink back into the shadows. Okay. So you're just you're basically popping your invisibility, your unseen passage. Go ahead and rouse. There you go. You almost caught yourself for a second. Um, and yeah, goddess. Yeah, depending on what cult if you're in one of those cults, you might say goddess. But as you kind of like walk around a corner, it's just like almost like a shimmer, and then you're gone. It's literally like if we see the camera moving, it's like you pass by a light pole and then you just don't exit the light pole because you're just invisible. And you slink away, and the eyes, you no longer feel like the eyes are following you. But you do kind of get the sense that they're haphazardly looking around, trying to see you. Eh, mm-hmm. And we kind of switch the scene over to well, I don't know if I would call them a kingpin of any sort, but that yacht really does kind of exhume that kind of aura to it. How was how's Amari doing?
Amari is planning for danger, because he definitely doesn't want to get himself into a situation where he can't get out of. And thus, he is bringing a pet. He's feasted on some of his herd to get his hunger down, but he goes into the lower decks of the ship, into the locked room, that no one knows about. And he brings out a youngish looking man who's in a straitjacket. And he attaches the leash to his neck and a little chain. And the man is in just jeans, regular shoes, and he's very pretty in the face. Like, that's the only way to describe him. Not handsome, but pretty. And Amari says, "It is your time now. I might have need of you." And if you look at the back of the straitjacket, you'll notice that where the hand should be looks like large bulges, almost like it's holding boulders in its hands.
Now, does this pet of yours talk, or do they usually stay silent?
Only if I order him to talk.
Well, when the time is right and you unleash this pet onto the world, I would have you pronounce the name only because I cannot, because I always mess up on this because of the S and the Z. But you call it something different, right? Didn't you call it last time? Was it the? Is there a nickname for this that you have to your men?
Oh, I pronounce it Sloshta,
Sloshta.
but I don't know if that's correct either. But I swear I had a name for this thing.
I was thinking, like, is it like the hammer or the tank, or like it was something very simple and like.
No, actually, no. It was something. Oh, I got it. I remember what I called it. Thrall.
Thrall. All right. So yeah, you lead Thrall out with you, and situate him. Does he sit in the car next to you, or does he go in the trunk?
No, he sits next to me.
Okay.
Because I have to have the chain with me
All right.
at all times. I don't want him running free for any reasons.
He definitely doesn't try to escape or anything. He just kind of looks around, eye dartingly. The only noise he might make is an occasional grunt or breathy exhale.
You know, if you've seen Dune, you know the dark-skinned man with the high cheekbones that everybody was talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He looks kind of like him.
Awesome. And you?
Oh, this is going to be a fun night. We're
drive.
going to get in so much trouble.
And your driver simply nods at your kind of laments and just continues to drive as the night sky. And you can see there's a lot of traffic going to the penitentiary. I mean, it is a Halloween night after all.
It's okay. People think I'm kinky already.
And everyone is dressed to the nines when they come to the Eastern State Pen. You know, you see your witches and ghouls and, dare I say, vampires, as people put on their fake teeth, the fake high cloak, and say, "I want to suck your blood," over and over again in an attempt to be cute, but it never is.
And I would say that just for funsies, once Amari gets there, he activates Eyes of the Beast.
And yeah,
and he is by no means hiding his fangs.
And everyone just thinks it's really, like, everyone's like, of course, like, the people that would recognize you, everyone's like, of course Amari would have he's got so much wealth, of course he's gonna invest in an amazing costume. He's trying to be like Heidi Klum over here with all the beautiful latex. How does he get his eyes to do that? I don't know. It must be cutting edge Hollywood makeup. And those fangs, they look so real. I bet you they're in dental implants. And you hear like the talking back and forth. And they look at your guy in the straitjacket, and they see the chain. They go, "Oh, it must be like one of those kind of things, those kind of relationships." And people are, you see a few people try to sneak pictures here and there if you allow them to.
Oh, they can take pictures.
Oh yeah, and they're ready, and they're going to be tagging on Instagram and everything as you head to the local Starbucks, which is a little bit more packed tonight. But then we switch the camera one last time. What is Evelyn doing before this operation?
There's a few things I think I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, that hurt. I need to heal up badly.
Okay.
And that's going to be the first thing I do when I wake. So,
Okay, you're attempting to heal from your aggravated wound, correct?
well, I have 2 superficial and 1 aggravated to heal,
Okay.
so I've got a lot of rouse checks to do.
Go ahead.
Okay. I managed to heal the superficial without getting any hungrier, which is nice. The aggravated, though, is a little bit more work. That feed from last night immediately starts to become a little less satisfying. My hunger goes back up to 1.
And it's such a you're feeling so full. You didn't feel the hunger. Your beast was sleeping inside like a purring cat. But now it's starting to stir a bit. It's waking up. It's yawning. It's and you just hear the thought of we could eat.
I think had I not already been worrying about the next thing I want to do this evening, I may have enjoyed not being hungry a little bit longer, but as it is, that kind of we could eat pops into my head, and I just think, yep, that's true, we could, and get up and look around. And my second concern is, how did they get in? Evelyn... I'm careful about where I live and who I talk to, and I befriended the neighbors, certainly not because they make a good fucking lasagna. So I want to know what happened. And I immediately sort of like, almost like a slow march around the perimeter of my apartment, inspecting every window, every like crease at the floor. I take a real long, hard look at the door, anything to find out how they might have got in.
Oh, it's pretty apparent when you got back how they probably got in, as you see that one of your windows has been smashed in from the outside, and on examining the outside of the building, you can see breakage in the wall that wasn't there before, like loose bricks, like something literally like scrambled up here, probably tearing its way through. It isn't subtle. There's nothing entreat about it. It just is.
That's irritating. Sort of with a long, irritated sigh, pull my head back in the window, pull the blinds shut, and head towards the door, wondering if I can even ask the landlord to sort that out. Like, it looks so unnatural. I'm not sure what I can do about it. Then again, maybe it's not my problem. Maybe one of the others can help. And I just decide I need to rush and get back to them.
You do see that kind of as you open the door to leave. There's 2 things that catch your eye. One, there is a it looks to be a new window pane is leaning against the kind of like wall of your apartment, like the outside of it, and has the note on it to be installed. It seems like someone's already contacted your landlord about the broken window, and they've already kind of started.
I hope that's the thoughtful neighbor. But I'm not going to worry about it for now. New window's a new window.
And the second thing you see is a familiar face, as you see Javier, your pack priest. He's dressed to he's got like cargo pants on, a white t-shirt, and just like a denim shirt over it that's like kind of hanging open. He looks very casual today, with the exception of his face has been painted like that of a like a sugar skull. Which... Happy Halloween!
I never thought I'd say you look understated, but I'm surprised. You look good.
Thank you. Are you dressing up for the festivities tonight?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really think about it. Is that a thing? Do we do that?
Well, just because we're immortal monsters doesn't mean we're not immortal fun monsters.
Good point. I could keep my teeth out.
See? Exactly. Go ahead, enjoy the night.
Oh, that'll be fun. Okay. No, this is the most I'm dressing up.
I actually wanted to stop by to give you a little bit of a history lesson. I felt like it would be important for me to tell you this, because I'm sure the others have neglected to do so.
Okay.
When all is said is done, you must avoid two things in your entry into the penitentiary tonight. One, have they informed you what happens if you are
If I'm punched in the chest?
staked?
No, they didn't. But Simon kind of gave me a first-hand lesson on that one, didn't he? So.
Yes, of course. The state we call it is torpor. Is what the young kids like to call it nowadays. That being said, you were staked for maybe a couple of hours, where the Camarilla, if they were to catch you, they might have that indefinitely. Just want to let you know that you could be in torpor for years if that happens. Whole generations can pass. It's not an uncommon thing.
Why would they do that instead of, just...
Because you could have more use. You're a young kindred. You have well-placed blood. You bloodline. If you believe in such nonsense such as that, they might take pity on you. Or it might be worse than actually meeting the final death.
Okay, so if the Camarilla turn up, avoid anything pointy, look cute.
Exactly. And two, did they ever tell you how important the penitentiary was to the Camarilla?
I remember them saying something about it being super heavily guarded. But no, I don't think they did.
When the last time the Sabbat took over Philadelphia, we were countless, we were swarthful, we were a ever-growing shade on this city, and there was nothing we could not touch. Except for one place. That place has been not only a fortress, but a symbol of the Camarilla for eons. It's incredibly dangerous, and it's not only that, it stands as a symbol for the resilience. I'm sure that's the reason why you're being sent there in the first place.
Okay. So, like, symbolic importance. No, not like any actual booga booga importance stuff,
Oh, no.
right?
There's definitely Ooga Booga importance. We tried to take the fortress once before. We sent several packs, or I shouldn't say I sent several packs. It was more of a Olga Iscariot's. Oh, excuse me, I'm having a call, and he takes it for a moment and just kind of declines it. People these days, you're so popular. But when the Archbishop Iscariot sent the forces to take the Camarilla, well, let's just say not only was its maze-like structure very confusing to us, but the Camarilla did something notoriously unclean. Them and their Hakata allies. I'm sure you don't know about the Hakata yet, but think cult witches.
They sound fun. They work with the Camarilla.
No, I mean, being with the Camarilla is it's a very loose term. They struck an alliance, reliant. That's everything the city is always about. It's always about deals. It's always about agreements. And well, when we went to invade into the heart of the Penitentiary, what did we find but a tear? A split, the veil between worlds. And guess what came out of it? Every angry little ghost and ghoul, every wraith, every being.
Oh, the
And
Yoga Boogers.
the Ooga Boogas. And many of our leaders met the final death. Their bodies rotting in the hallways, turning to ash in that abandoned penitentiary. We fled, of course. But some would say that marks the end of the beginning of the end of the Sabbat chokehold over Philadelphia. If we were to take it back, if we were to take it, it would surely herald our return once more.
Okay. So, I get it. I think I get it. Important. Ooga Boogers. Symbolic importance would make it real cool if we could get in there and undercut what they're doing. Got it. Okay. And then this thing that we're getting back from there, like, do they keep other stuff in the penitentiary, or is it just this thing?
Probably. There's probably loads of artifacts in there.
Huh.
If they're
Okay.
useful, I have no idea. I'm not
I
a
guess
scholar.
we have to ask Arthur about that. Arthur will know, right? Like, we come across something shiny and important looking, and I'll ask him to check the dust.
He is certainly a learned individual. He would definitely know.
Okay.
That being said, I understand that we, as the Sabbat, as our many tales, our many movements, we don't really have the best organization, as you can see. And also, we don't really take no for an answer when we recruit people. But I think it should be good to warn you that if this does go successfully, there's only a harder road ahead of you. As surely the Camarilla will know, the Sabbat is back in business.
Well, from the conversations I've had so far, we're going to have to convince these guys they all want to talk to each other before we get back in business. They seem pretty sure they don't like each other very much right now.
Well, if we can't unify one another, which is something that is very difficult to do, then the Camarilla will jump on us once more. I'm sure the architect is waiting to stamp us out once again.
Yeah.
Are you ready for a war, Evelyn?
I'm not even sure I'm ready for Tuesday, Javier, but we can try war. You're going to have to hold my hand a bit, though.
And he just like laughs very loud and like chuckles. All right, Evelyn, all right. Good luck tonight. I'll be watching from afar, drinking. Yes.
Yeah, one question.
Of course.
Anywhere safer I can stay except in there, because I really don't want a repeat of last night. I liked waking up in my own bed.
I could probably scrounge something up, although I don't think you would like to sleep in any churches or in any mausoleums.
Feels a bit on the nose, doesn't it?
Ask one of your packmates if they could temporarily take you in while I secure better holdings for you.
Okay. Thanks.
I'll see what we have in the budget.
Okay.
And then you see Javier kind of like wave you goodbye, and then he the lights go out for just a second. They come back on, and he's gone.
I kind of wish I could do that, but as it is, I guess it's walking. And I head straight for the stairwell and go to meet the others.
And then we transition. You all arrive at the Starbucks down the street from the penitentiary. Sitting on probably one of the outside patio like tables is what you were able to grab. There is just a swath of people out dressed in costumes as you're all kind of sitting down, probably nursing drinks that you can't actually drink, but you're just attempting to look like you're normal in this situation. And that's where we find ourselves.
At least they smell nice, you know, the seasonal drinks. I believe this one's called a pumpkin spice. So that's the interesting thing. Apparently there's no actual pumpkin in it. They just call it that. Wild.
Infusions are interesting.
Mm.
You can infuse so many things if you get creative.
And I can see you've brought some of your own creativity.
Oh, and pay him no mind.
Understood. Very cool.
Arthur, I need to ask you about something.
Fire away.
Amari and I found Simon.
Cool.
He gave me this, and I slide a little vial of dirt across the table.
Pick it up and sort of have a look at it. Is there anything I can discern?
I'll add that guy's kind of an asshole.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, I wasn't too keen on waking up in a warehouse bound and staked, but apparently that's what this means, huh?
Pardon?
Yeah, that brings me to the second question I need to ask you guys. Anyone got any room for just a little one to crash? Because I don't want to stay in my apartment for a little
Oh,
while.
of course. I have plenty of spaces and plenty of space.
Thanks.
You'll really need to step up security. It's just...
Interesting. What did you see about the people scoping you out? Because, do you know anything about them? You didn't check? Okay. Well, I've had an individual come and inquire about buying me out. So that's fun. I don't usually get that happening. But specifically, this one seemed odd because, you know, when you can sort of tell certain things about somebody who is a little more than the normal kind, they usually have tells. This one specifically had a disturbing lack of tells. More than that, he seemed to be somehow cloaking those tells in some way. Very odd.
Do you have a way of tracking him?
I could do, but I'm going to need to work on it. Of course, it would be a lot easier if there was someone around here who knew blood magic other than myself, but there we go. We work with what we got, don't we? So,
How could you track him?
there's a fun little thing that some of us of the gift can do, where we can create these little sort of stones that we just sort of like put in your pocket or in your bag somewhere, and it just goes with you, and then we know where you are.
What do they look like? Question.
Well, they can look like all manner of things, really. It's just sort of a small pebble, usually. Stone, maybe a quartz. I'm quite partial to quartz, personally, but that's just my vision. So, Why? You've come across one?
Yeah, one.
Oh,
Should make me
yes.
sick, right?
Oh, dear. Did you swap? Okay.
Oh boy.
Go around the... Okay,
Oh.
darling. We're just going to go to the loo. Well, run, go, good girl. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
And Amari has a drink for the ghoul, and he just opens the lid and he says, "Careful." And the ghoul just stays into the drink, sips.
And the hot coffee or whatever is probably splashing on his face, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't care. The burns, though.
Got a bit of
Tap his face with a napkin.
Yeah,
He's fine.
I can tell. Just slide another napkin across towards Amari. Just okay. I'm actually going to have a look at the little vial of dirt that I was given, though. I'll just sort of examine it a little bit. Crack the lid. Is there any sort of roll I can make to tell a little more about it?
Yeah, go ahead and So what exactly are you trying to tell about it specifically? Are you
Just essentially work out what it is. Like, it's if it was given to Evelyn, Arthur is fairly convinced that it's probably something, if not magical, then ookie dookie in some way. So he's trying to discern the nature of the ookie dookie. I think, if possible, probably using Sense the Unseen as well for a little bit of flavor.
Yeah, then go ahead and give me the wits or resolve plus aspects.
Totally. Okay. There's a phrase that Evelyn taught me that I will impart here. Sick. Okay. Right. Good. That's a lot of shiny. Yeah. Well, I just think it's neat, to be honest. You know, that's another one. Four successes on that one.
For the dirt, right?
Yes, this odd little dirt.
Yeah, so as you're looking at it, you could see that discovered. It's you would call it grave dirt. Specifically. Often very much used in like a lot of rituals of like necromancy.
Oh, Evelyn. Well done, darling. Well done. Oh, good.
Well done.
This is real. Yes, it's grave dirt. Oh, good. It's like my birthday. Except that was 30 years ago. Oh, well.
You still remember yours?
No. I just remember the last time I kind of celebrated it. I think it was in the 80s. Used to, or at least I sort of picked a day and then decided, what the hell? Right, yeah, no, that's grave dirt. That's some premium. That could be useful tonight.
That's some premium.
Okay, but it's not like nothing weird about it. He hasn't like, you know. What can you do with it? Like, it feels like a weird gift to give somebody you've just tied up in a warehouse, is what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, darling. There's not a lot you can't do to upgrade the weird after tying someone up in a warehouse, unless they're into that, in which case that's just, you know, that's your own business.
I mean, and Evelyn, like, looks over at Amari and the ghoul.
The ghoul, I point at it.
It's just sipping the pumpkin spice.
It's a good choice in coffee, anyway. Yeah, Nick, regarding the grave dirt specifically, would Arthur know how to use that in ritual format and like?
Oh yeah, I think you would have been learned enough to know that you use like a pinch here, a pinch there, and it's like, generally the fresher the better, and it smells pretty fresh.
Great. Specifically, he wants to know if it would be any use for warding against spooks.
Ooh, up against ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to use it in it might be actually.
Cool.
You wouldn't have to. You would have to test it.
Yeah.
But the time, I mean, everything about magic and the arcane is just. It's a bunch of theatrics. So, you know, equivalent to places tied to other things. The more sympathetic connection between one and the other, the better the effect. So, grave dirt in general would be something to be used against ghosts. Although specifically, you knew if you had the grave dirt of the ghost that you were trying to defend yourself against, that would be like the most ironclad of a sympathetic connection. But this will probably do.
Yes. Okay, good. I guess second question is how much time has passed between when myself and dear Adrastia here scoped out the pen and tonight?
Only about 2 days.
Only about 2 days. All right. Well, not enough time to be anything super clever, but you know, it could be fairly clever. Arthur sort of swirls it around. Like, yeah, I mean, generally, the undead, the lesser corporeal undead, really don't like being around this stuff, you know?
Oh,
Yes, very, very grievous reminder of exactly where they are, you know? So I feel like having a sort of armor person could be a great boon for tonight. So that's nice.
so
But,
that's one good present.
That's a good present, but also, why the what? Pardon my Latin, but why the fuck did that? What? Why? Whence?
Okay. That brings me to the second present.
Okay.
Do they look like this?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. I myself have used that exact type of stone. How fun.
Okay. Cool. Simon knows where I am.
Oh, good, great. That's fantastic. You know what we should do is probably put that.
I'll listen to the river.
I was going to suggest put it on a car and then send it on its way, but river is also good. River is also good. That works too.
You're just gonna pickpocket it.
Reverse pickpocket.
Okay. But what if his knowing where we were could have been helpful?
Well,
that
ship sailed.
Especially for a night. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could try to grab it back. It's
it's my present. I want to decide where my present ends up.
All right, go ahead and you're just trying to just steal this larceny this thing out of here. Yeah, go ahead and roll me dexterity plus larceny as you're attempting to this like woman dressed up in like a what is she? What is this? Is it?
This is the most Sabbat thing I've ever heard.
Like
it's immediately derailed by trying to resolve the problems that we've created. Like,
I love this so much. I really do.
You managed to bump into the zombie cheerleader woman, and she goes, "Hey, watch where you're going," but you managed to just like take it in just a second, and she just continues on with her friends. Nonetheless, her.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to the table and like just lean in. If it could be helpful for him to know where we are, maybe I keep it tonight and get rid of it tomorrow, just in case I get into trouble.
Good. I would actually be interested in seeing that a moment, though, because as far as I was concerned, there aren't too many active practitioners outside of the Camarilla, so I'd quite like to know how he went about that.
He said he likes his food witchy. Does that?
Oh, great. Oh, cool. That's just fantastic. So,
oh, come on.
Really?
Don't get your undies in a bunch. You know how this works.
I know, but it's irritating. I could have talked to that one and he's bloody eaten him, and now he's an asshole, so that's good. That's great.
Also, I think Simon might have been trying to help us in his own twisted way.
We'll get kidnapped from the sounds of it.
I got kidnapped, and then I ran some kind of freaking crystal maze gauntlet shit thing he had set up in a warehouse. There was fire and grinders and a whole pack of really angry kindred who didn't seem to use a whole lot of words, but seemed pretty adamant that they might get to eat me if I tripped. So, more than I wanted to do.
Fair. You know what? Fair enough.
Question. They're all, talking about eating more of us and apparently, learning new shiny tricks by doing so, I guess. Should I be worried that he asked me what I liked my food like and to tell him when I get hungry?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, probably. Yeah, usually there's only a few times when a fellow kindred will inquire as to what exactly your poison is, and very few of those times are to be helpful, to be perfectly frank.
If you're going to stay with me, it would be good to know that, just to make sure that I have the right people, but otherwise I don't really care.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't have any big preferences because I'm kind of learning about all of this. So I didn't tell him anything is my point. You know, I gave him a
Right.
vague. I wasn't like, I like my food blonde and 5'10" or anything like that. So
there are some of our kind that are kind of like that. Those blue blood venture types, they're
particular.
Mm-hmm.
oh no, I've never been a fussy eater. I have taste, but I'm not fussy. I think.
Well, that's all right then. Oh, they're fine, really. They're just, you have to have something they want, and then they give you something you want, and then you go on your separate ways.
venture are incredibly useful for financial reasons.
Precisely.
But we've got you for that.
Exactly. We don't need a venture.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oh, also, Arthur will sort of rifle in his coat and bring out 4 salt shakers and just sort of hand them out to the group. Like, local cafes have been very, very helpful. So have this. If you have to make a show and dance of throwing it at a spooky thing, then go for it. Might be helpful. It might not be, but it might make you feel a bit better.
Salt.
Yeah. As awkward as it sounds, it is actually a thing. Yeah.
Huh.
Depending on the ghosty goo you're facing, really. I have brushed up on my Latin a little bit as well, and well, I did manage to get something from Javier too, but I only have 2 vials of it. The particularly blessed water. You catch my meaning?
Oh.
I haven't had much experience with ghosts or wraiths or any of the incorporeal things.
Mm-hmm.
But can you punch them?
Yes! Might not end well for you, but you can try.
Oh, I won't be doing that myself.
Oh, right. Oh, I see. Fair enough. Well,
Thrall, can you punch?
Thrall, can you punch?
Yes.
Oh.
See?
Oh, great. Good. Well,
He's on
that'll be
his
an
3rd
interesting
pumpkin
experiment.
spice coffee.
Well, he's going to be bouncing off the walls. That's going to be fun. Okay.
You know, you told me before about if I drink from somebody who's drunk, I get drunk.
Mm-hmm.
If I drink from him, will I get caffeine jitters?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Might be worth it. I mean, actually, to be fair, okay, so there's this new coffee thing called Death Wish coffee, right? That's relatively new. But I did actually ingest from someone who'd had 5 cups of it. Pretty much just, I could not think for like 10 hours. It was ridiculous. Like, the only thing that got me out of it was the day sleep, and then I woke up jittery the next night as well. So, you know.
This sounds interesting. I haven't tried this one before.
It's interesting. It's worth an
You've
experiment.
never tried coffee?
You should try someone on acid.
Oh,
It's a trip.
it is. Certainly is.
Is that going to be the celebration after the penitentiary?
For sure. For sure. Get someone spicy for Addy.
So is this just, you know, before I do anything with this isn't really like dangerous? It's not going to hurt me?
No. Not at all. It's awkward to make, but pretty much the most volatile part has already passed. If it's on your person, then it's finished, and it's
Oh,
pretty
it was
much
in
just
my
a little-
person. That's why I needed the coffee.
Oh, good, great, cool. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm going to do that again because Javier was saying something earlier about the Camarilla and their proclivity for. So if I eat this and they get me and stake me, you guys will know where I am.
That is a good point, actually. No, that is a very good point.
I mean, you'll have to talk to Simon. He'll know where I am. But same way I just did. Drink coffee, vomit it back up.
And then come back up, yeah.
You can just put it in your pocket.
Oh, I don't have any pockets.
Also, the camera will probably just search the body if they staked her. She's out of line, but she's right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down the
And she
hatch,
kind of just
Evelyn.
like pops it like
I-
an M&M straight down.
That is truly disturbing to watch. I'm very proud of you. Okay.
It's kind of big.
It's like a pill. Yeah.
You could feel it rolling down your throat, and you kind of have to force it down, but then you hear the flop.
I think this is the
Okay.
moment where the kids would say, "That's what she said," but
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I walked into that, didn't I? It's kind of big. Can feel it in my throat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
there it
move
is.
on.
Let's move on, shall we? I have a badge to go in as a new employee for this place. You three are on the list for guests for the evening, and Arthur will sort of give everyone a the name that he put down on the sign-up sheet. So, like, whatever you guys want to come up with as your Halloween kind names. Those are your names now. Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I think they dislike talking with you as well.
I'm kind
Kinda
of turning the
scary.
pass over and over in my hands and just examining it. And I'm going to lean over to Amari and just, do I look like an Emma to you? I don't think I look like an Emma.
You could pass.
All right.
Your hair color for Emma is just
Yeah. That'll do. One night. I could be an Emma for one night. Do we need to do anything else before we go? Addie, I'm kind of looking at you with, all the stuff because it's not really. I don't like to break
yeah.
a nail.
You're like, wait, Addie, you're sitting at this place. Are you? But you're still armed to the teeth, right?
It's Halloween.
I just imagine you've like fake fastened orange tips to all your like weapons so they look fake.
Dressed as Jason Bourne for the evening.
Well, the good news is no one's giving you a look because they're all giving Amari a look.
Amari is actually keeping people away tonight. The ghoul has Daunt, Amari has Daunt, and he has Eyes of the Beast on.
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep people away.
It's like looking from afar. Everyone's kind of terrified. They're like, "That's such a good costume. I don't want to look at it. It's creepy."
Fab.
I'm not so good up close. I'm better from a bit of a distance, and I'm better if I've got time to think. Perfect. Stand at a distance, point, click, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Cool. I don't have any pockets. I'm just gonna, and I like just tuck it in my waistband. That'll do, right?
That'll do.
Ooh, yeah, good point. Don't want any more holes in me. Well, yeah, then from the
Yeah, with the... Well, yeah, cool.
Not at all, actually. I concentrated about it this morning and it all went away. That's how it works, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I was real hurt. There was fire. It was bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry about all of that. I really was trying to get there, but things didn't go exactly as planned.
Yeah.
You getting kidnapped and all.
Yeah, the kidnapping really did kind of make that difficult. I mean, I guess You got there as soon as you could. I'm kind of surprised you got there at all. You guys don't all talk as if us youngins are valuable, you know? So I kind of a little bit figured that was it. I'm not going to get mushy. I'm just glad that wasn't it. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's good.
Evelyn, you think that that's as much as a compliment you'll probably ever get from Addie?
Oh yeah, I'm aware that's the most compliment I'm going to get from Addie. It's kind of unnerving. There wasn't a backhanded or a negative on that.
And
Aww.
does the group kind of get together and head towards the penitentiary?
Ye. Amari, what would you like your fake name to be, just so I have it noted down?
Oh. Let's go with Alistair.
Alistair. Awesome. Okay. Right. Now I've got a badge that says Ryan Anada. Love that for me. Okay. And we make our way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, since I'm bringing a friend, do I need a badge for this one?
I think you can probably take Addie's since they're not there anymore. So feel free to grab that one. And he sort of hands you the pass that would have been for Addie.
Excellent.
Awesome. So you all gear up and get ready, and as you traverse to, you can see the four high-standing walls of the penitentiary. As the front gate is open, there is a numerous bits of like guards and some employees, tourists, guides trying to usher everyone in and checking everyone's tickets. And you think to yourself, "This is it. It's time to siege the penitentiary."
Yep. Got.
You're in the line for the penitentiary. You have about maybe 15, 20 seconds before it's your time to show your ticket. It's packed. It's densely packed here. Addie, are you just, how are you approaching this? Yeah, but you're not too much worried about that. You see that there is a smell of blood in the air, as you can feel all the kind of bodies pushed against one another. The terrorists that are excited about exploring the facility, and you can feel the kind of the fear from within as they're scared and spooked away by the attractions that lie within. As you enter the one of the kind of the guards, the person checking everyone in, takes your ticket or takes your pass, looks at it, makes a mark on it, and gives it back. And you find yourself within a little carnival cornucopia of a fun, excitement, and lights. You see multiple stands have been put up selling drinks, refreshments, other like gift shops. You see there is like two separate stages where there's a band on one and a DJ on the other. There's tons of crowds. You see the three entrances to the three separate haunted houses within three different cell blocks as you kind of get to the middle courtyard. From there as well, you see there's another one that leads off into a more brightly lit area that is for like tour guides. people. They'll do flashlight only tours, and there's just so many people here, and you all get the feeling that you are being watched. Maybe not you specifically, but whatever you do, if you were, everyone feels like there's an overlook, someone overwatching all of them, and your kind of eyes spurt up to the very tall walls, and see that really there's only one way in and out through that one little entrance, kind of like hall processing area, and that getting out of here would be very difficult.
Cool.
This isn't going to be easy, but it will be fun.
Mm-hmm. So, flashlight tours or haunted house?
I mean, I don't really need a flashlight, but
No.
sure.
Cool. Arthur's gonna like go up to where the flashlight tours are, because he's got his he'll have his pass on like a lanyard around his neck, which I assume probably says something like volunteer for the evening type situation. Sort of go up to one of the other aides working there.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, yeah, I'm new working here for the evening, just started tonight. Where do I find the flashlights? Some people want to tour.
They kind of look you over for a second, but they go, yeah, right by they point you up to one of the side areas. There's like a tent. Like, yeah, those were all the flashlights that they're in charge.
Great. Oh man, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. It's really, really cool. Listen, just like, where's like the staff area? I was told they'd like comp food and stuff.
Go ahead and give me a charisma plus persuasion, please.
Okay. I'm gonna rouse the blood again. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Arthur's got his shit together. That's nice. It's very rare for my characters to actually succeed on the rouse checks. So nice when it happens, Okay. Ooh. Oh boy, that's 2.
The tour guide who's like looks to be like this not the tour guide, one of the workers looks to be like this teenager. Looks you over and kind of nods and goes, yeah, it's gonna be and he points off to one of the it's gonna be one of the old offices is where the break room is now.
Cool. Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
I'm Ryan, by the way.
Oh, Kelsey.
Cool. Nice to meet you.
Goes, shakes your hand.
We're going to rouse check first, because I don't want to shake this guy's hand with my cold one. Okay, I'm going to do some cheeky, the thing that you do to make you not cold, which I can't remember the name of.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Flash of life.
There we go.
That's the one. Ooh. Okay. I am fine. I am now slightly warmer. This is good. Gonna go and sort of shake his hand and then bimble off. Grab a flashlight and rejoin the group. Did it. Cool. Let's do this.
And you're taking them through the flashlight tour?
Yeah.
All right. Everyone would probably get a flashlight going through. They would hand out a flashlight to everyone. People would not stare at... They would try not to stare at Amari, even though they're like the costume's very well put together. How does Thrall with the flashlight?
You're muted, Amari.
Thrall doesn't. Thrall also has Eyes of the Beast.
Okay.
So...
And
I have Thrall on the chain. So Thrall is just following me, like, it's got the chain around the neck, and Thrall's just following me as I lead with the flashlight.
They probably think about saying something about your kink being out in public, but they do not have the courage to.
If they even look at me, Amari just looks at them, Eyes of the Beast on, and smiles, and like,
yeah, they
like it.
They look away. And then yeah, everyone's kind of given light, except probably for Addie, who is just with all the guns just kind of like lurking behind as you enter into one of yeah into the kind of like more shadowed dark area of the penitentiary.
Cool.
And you kind of see like the cell block is like pitch black once you get into it, and you could see the flashing of other lights as other tour guides and like groups are going through. It is a self-guided flashlight tour, which is one of the nicer things about it. So you kind of are left alone and just like there's just wandering people.
Great. Gonna pop Sense the Unseen as we're wandering around.
And you blend into. Oh no, you're sense the unseen, not unseen passes. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, go and give me a wits plus offspect or resolve plus offspect.
Just the one that time.
Just one.
Just the one.
You. Yeah. Go ahead. This one's a little bit tougher of a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. You can see that even though the place is pitch black and the tour guide it's self-guided, you can see there's a manage of employees, whether there be guards or tourist guides, not teenagers this time, like actually like full-grown adults that are kind of stationed around the area, and like numerous bits. You know, you could probably hide from them pretty easily if you wanted to, but they are here. You're not just completely alone with just Caine.
Should we be worried? Like, I mean, it is dark. You could always eat.
You see, looking at just the two red, faint, glowing eyes in the darkness.
You say you're not particular. Amari will look over at these people just to make sure, and I'm gonna use Sense the Beast.
Are you looking at like the guards particularly, or
Mhm.
the other people? Okay, so Sense the Beast that just detects other kindred.
If
or
they're hostile, if they're kindred, or other supernatural creatures as well.
Okay, cool. So you could tell, not that they're hostile, but you definitely get the sense that they're on edge already, as per their job. Not completely kindred, but you do sense they are ghouls. They have the flow of the blood of Caine partially flowing within their veins.
Interesting. Okay. And I pass that to the rest of the group, but I passed to Addie first. It's like, they're ghouls, just so you know. Most likely.
You could probably gauge where the master might be. When you entered, you can all remember the giant kind of spiral-like tower that was in the middle of the penitentiary, where all the blocks, the wings each end in, which is known as the Warden's Quarters, or where once the Warden of the Eastern State Pen was.
Oh, what pretentiousness. I mean, not that I wouldn't do the same thing, but it is a little pretentious. Whatever.
Go ahead. Who is there? Anyone that's actually looking around with the flashlight?
Yeah, fully. Arthur's kind of making a show of like pointing at various bits and like he's probably done some reading about the pen between the previous stakeout and now, so that he's primed with some local history. So he's just pointing out various bits of trivia as they go, kind of playing into the bit.
Evelyn is also looking around, but she's engaging more of her background here. Evelyn's an architecture major, and so she's looking around the building, looking specifically for anything that might help the group find what they're looking for. Anything about the floor plan or where they might be able to pass without getting, underfoot of anyone they might want to avoid, that kind of thing.
And Amari's just listening closely to what Arthur is talking about, because he's actually genuinely interested in this. And it's like, oh, this is actually fun. This is pretty cool.
Do we have to rob this place? Can we stay?
Can we keep it? That's cool.
Evelyn specifically, can you go ahead and give me a wits plus investigation?
Can I make an argument for academics because of my architecture specialism?
Yes, of course. And go ahead and use that specialty as well.
Perfect.
Because it very much applies here.
Okay, so that is 4 dice. 2 successes.
Awesome. Something that you catch that no one else might have, just because they're not walking. You can tell just because, like, looking at the stone and the way the walls and the floor interact with each other, that despite you feeling like you're on the ground floor, you can tell that there is like almost like a basement cubby area that's probably underneath this entire block.
Okay. As I sort of pass the flashlight around and look at this, I'm going to sort of, as if just keeping up with the group, just fall into step next to Amari and just lean in. And there's a basement level, and I'm betting that what we're looking for is down there, but probably also the people we'd rather avoid. Underground seems like a good place to stay. Is that cliche? I don't know if that's reasonable.
It's very reasonable. That's where you hide all the coolest things.
Right? Exactly. You hid me there.
And I think Evelyn, you would also spot, or Evelyn and Addie would probably also spot the there seems to be a little like side that you could swear for just a second looks like there might be stairs going down, but it is guarded.
I'm gonna share a glance with Addie and just, that looks like that might be your business more than mine. Probably. Just leaning in some direction and hoping that Addie is where she's leaning. She's just gonna, mutter under her breath. That seems like the kind of place I'd be going if I couldn't be seen and needed to get through somewhere.
Are you ready to raise some cane?
I see what you did there. That was very nice.
That was good. Yeah, I like that.
That was good. Yeah.
Amari then starts walking towards the guards. And I activate awe.
Okay. Awesome. Give me 1 second. I need to look up something quickly for this.
That's not worrying.
Oh, no.
Don't worry about it.
I don't
I
like
have an
that.
idea of what's coming. That's fine.
It's fine. It's perfectly all right. Nothing will be wrong at all. Let me make this roll and then we'll see. And then we'll... So I just need to quickly check some stats really quick. Okay. Go ahead and... Oh, sorry, I've like lost it. Here we go. Go ahead and make me a manipulation plus presence roll.
Okay.
Amari.
Yes, do. I'm going to arouse manipulation then, in that case. And I succeed, and so...
Everyone on edge.
Four successes.
Okay, nice. Just getting it. Okay, cool. You bring up your awe, and immediately their eyes are on you, and they are like, they kind of come over. They're like, sir, I'm sorry, you can't be over here. And they kind of both take a step towards you, but not in like a threatening way, letting Addie just easily just like slip in. Are the rest of you trying to slip in as well? Oh, you're muted.
Just following Amari, probably at about 10 feet back, just sort of examining one of the walls, kind of waiting to see what he does.
Oh, and Amari's just like, oh, yeah, I know you work security here, everything, you're trying to keep everything on the open up, but like, there's so much interesting architecture in this place, and I really wanted to just get to know some of the more interesting parts of the place, and it looks like this downstairs area could be incredibly interesting. Maybe just, could we see the stairs?
Oh, I'm so sorry. There's literally the security would have a fit if we let you do that. I'm so sorry.
They'd never know. We'll just be in and out, take a couple pictures, and be on our way.
And they, you could see they look back to each other and they look worried. You can go ahead and give me a give me a charisma plus persuasion, and you can go ahead and add your presence to it as well.
Oh, baby.
For the purposes of all being up.
Do I get to add my looks beautiful to this as well?
Yes, sure.
Excellent. That's a lot of dice.
Tornado.
So let's see. 4, 5. 9 successes.
Oh,
They both look at you and they, I mean, we could show you for like a minute, but I could just show you the I can't show you anything else. I'm so sorry. My boss would fire me. It would be.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. And I start shuffling everybody along with the group here.
And they try to like stop you and be like, we can only really take one, but you just are able to push past them.
Mari's too cool. They're like, ooh.
And as soon as they turn their backs, I unhook the chain from Thrall, and I start releasing the straps from the straitjacket.
Moving downstairs while this is
Mhm.
happening, like just
Mhm.
ducking outside and sort of pulling Evelyn with me because I'm seeing this and I'm like, okay, we gotta get out of the blast radius.
They look at you for like you. The other two kind of like disappear downstairs, and Addie's already going downstairs, and they look at you, Omar, but they don't seem to notice that the other two have gone. And as you kind of like, as you're unbuckling, they're like, yeah, I really don't see what the stairwell would probably convey anything history, but I mean, if that's what you want, that's... Oh, muted.
Oh, and I'm just camera phone taking pictures just to like, as I'm unstrapping, I'm just...
Yeah. You know, I admit they don't pay any heed to it. They're talking to you. They don't even, they're like, whatever. It's just one person, or like two people just chilling out, and they go, yeah. And that's when one of the guards lets something slip. He's like, yeah, I don't know if you know, a gentleman, a kindred such as yourself would really need anything in this place. And the other guard ribs him really hard. Just
Oh, as soon as that happens, that's when I'm going to get more information. I'm going to use dominate and compel. No, keep talking.
And I'll say that it comes out pretty well. I'm not even make you roll because it's just you've already charmed the hell out of these two guards. And the one guard's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Oh, I'm just saying. I know that you know history. You probably there's nothing really of interested for your kind in here. You know."
How do you know about my kind?
Oh, it's easy, right? I could tell by your eyes the moment you stepped in. You know, everyone probably could. We're very well used to that, you know, identifying. And plus, everyone, you know, Amari Ringo. You know, people know that name. We've been generally told.
Well, unfortunately, that's the last name you'll ever hear.
What?
Thrall, fight.
And you just hear a sickening thud as Thrall kind of just like shrugs off the straitjacket. And would you like to describe everyone to the audience at home what they see?
So once Thrall's straitjacket falls off, you'll see that where he should have skin on his upper body is no longer skin. It's all basically bone on the outside, and the bones are like armor that are like spiked in around his arms and his chest. His rib bones basically stretch all the way down the front part of his torso and around the back from his spine. And it's all like armored up. And his hands are giant, like bone clubs, almost like bowling balls made of bone on his hands because he doesn't have hands. It's just balls of bone. And so once he swings one of these things, it is like getting hit with a bowling ball. And this is part of the reason why he's in a straitjacket and drinking with his mouth only. But his face is incredibly pretty.
And yeah, just like a sickening crunch as the two like huge hammer bone fists kind of come through and just take out both of them, smashing. One of the guards is knocked over, but is trying to get up and reaches for his gun. The other doesn't even have a chance to do that, as you can see his head compress against the wall and just with a thudding slick, just like a tomato. Viscera and gore and kind of everywhere as you see an eyeball roll to the floor. And are you just heading downstairs, or are you just overseeing all this? Are you staying?
Oh, I'm going to make sure I drain till I get back down to 0 hunger again. Then I'll go downstairs.
Yeah. Just like peers around the corner and sees the eyeball roll. I'm like, Amari, pick up the
And yeah, you go to the fallen guard that hasn't died yet, and you just drain him.
Delicious.
As his last thoughts were, oh no, oh my god, what is that thing? And Thrall looks around looking like it wants to go somewhere.
There'll be more. Just you wait. We'll be heading downstairs. And then as soon as I'm done eating, I'll start walking. I assume you all have went ahead.
Yeah, we're sort of waiting for you round the corner of the stairwell.
And then when I see the eyeball, I ask, do you need the eyeball or?
It would be helpful, yeah.
And picks it up and tosses it to you.
Thank you.
Wipes his hand on Thrall.
I imagine you have like a little jar you just keep just for these occasions.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a good one as well. Yeah. Lovely flecks of gold in there.
And you've... Mm-hmm. Sure. Go... yep, what's plus investigation, please? And as this is going... A 4, awesome. You look thoroughly up and down the hallway. You don't see any surveillance or anything like that. It seems pretty largely abandoned. As you look and you see kind of this like sub-basement that was built into the penitentiary almost, with very small cells. And what you do see though is you see the flickering of like, almost looks like movement in the darkness. Like 1 second it's there and the other second it's not. And you can kind of all start to feel the chill settle in. Yeah. Wits plus aspects.
I will also do this. And that is a 4 over here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then you said you had a 4, so I'll do Arthur first.
Cool.
So Arthur, as you look in, you could see not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 or 5 shadows that are kind of inkling across each cell, coalescing. And it's looks like they're just moving across the kind of surfaces of each of the cells, like they were almost like they were shadows themselves, like completely flat, inking across, like they're looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get to Addie, as you look, you can see more definition in them. You can see kind of like outstretched faces, like they're almost like they're blind, but they're tasting the air. And they're chittering and chattering like they smell something they really, really want to eat. And at the edge, deeper, with Sense the Unseen, you can see one cell in particular all the way in the back. Something sparkles just for a moment in the darkness. It's putting you on edge, Addie. It's putting you on edge.
And Addie's the only one that sees this.
Mm-hmm.
I move towards it, but I tell Arthur about this as well, because this seems to be something that might be within your wheelhouse.
Understood. Yeah, I will go with Amari keeping an eye, and I'll just sort of keep him updated as to where the shadows on either side of us are. And I've got the grave dirt out.
Yeah, and as long as nothing stops me, then I keep moving towards it till we're there.
And you all enter into... What about you, Evelyn? Is there anything you want to do?
I'm just staying as close as I can to the group. I'm not kitted out for this.
I don't think any of us are, to be honest. This is fine.
All I had was grave dirt, but Arthur has that, so I'm just staying close to him.
I've got the seasoning, it's fine.
Oh, the salt! I'm gonna pull the salt shaker out of
The seasoning,
yeah,
exactly.
and just kind of just in case.
Yeah, Arthur's kind of like, oh, yeah, sorry, I was going to go and what is it? Babylon Prime some of those fun little guns that you can put water in, so that we could have projectile holy water. But apparently, it would take 2 to 3 weeks to come. So, yeah.
So you each have the salt shakers out, the grave dirt, just the...
Yeah, the whole shebang.
And you move forward as a group, like taking a step slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as you kind of are looking, as you're kind of wondering what you can do, you see one of these shadows begin to crawl, not to any of you particular, and not to you, Arthur, but rather to Addie. You can see there's quite a bit trying to crawl to her, as if they can sense the blood, the vitae, rushing through her from that messy critical.
I like hold. Ooh, no, because we can't see that, can we? We can't see Addie right now, so we don't know what's moving towards. Yeah, just sort of movement. Not moving towards any of us, I don't think.
Yeah, they are moving toward point, though, you can tell.
They're moving to somewhere, though.
And Addie, you can see them moving towards you.
What are they interested in?
Are you running out of the hallway or deeper in? Not all of them follow, but quite a bit, like, you can see of the shadows are just drifting inward a bit. You do see that one or two are approaching you, the rest of the group slowly, though. In just a matter of seconds, they'll be touching you, as you can see the shadow sleek across the floor, reaching up. Who's in the very forefront, Arthur?
Yeah, just stepping back with it. Back up towards that, where we saw the glimmer, where Addie pointed out that it was.
So you're going deeper as well?
Yeah, we are moving away from them, and like basically every step they take, Arthur's also going to step back and encourage the group to go with him.
I am following Arthur because I don't know what I can't see here.
Yeah, everyone, go ahead and everyone in the room, give me a... trying to think. Give me a resolve plus occult.
And whilst this is happening as well, Arthur says, "Can you two hold out your hands, please?" And he will just pour a little bit of the grave dirt into each of their hands. Okay. Resolve and occult. That's very good for me. Oh, that's very good for me.
3 successes. It's not bad considering only 4 dice.
One,
Okay.
2, 3.
Aww.
So everyone that succeeded takes 2 points of superficial damage, And except for Addie, who critical, so you take none. As you can feel, literally, like you can feel your skin crawling and it feeling a little bit clammy. It's almost like your life force is just passively being drained from this place.
Don't like that.
And you realize if you didn't make that check, it might have been a lot worse.
We should be backing up further. And he's going to continue leading the way towards where we saw the item.
And as you do, you can see that you're way back into the staircase, like across that threshold. You can see the shadows, they're coalescing and kind of blocking it off as well, as you've entered into this literal cage of ghosts and wraiths.
Understood. Arthur's making a beeline for shiny thing.
And everyone else making the beeline?
Yeah.
I'll look to the pack for guidance. So if they move, I'll move.
Yeah.
As you kind of get to the shiny thing, you can see that there's one shadow that looks more intense than the others. That looks to be bigger and grander, as it's what look to be arms spread across the whole entirety of the cell where the object might be located. And as you get to it, it reaches out towards you, Arthur.
I poured the salt on the ground in front of me.
It lingers for a second as it tries to kind of cross it. Go ahead and give me a willpower plus occult, please. So your remaining willpower.
Yeah. Oh, my rating. Okay. Cool.
Because the idea behind this is that it's not necessarily the salt that's going to stop it. It's your belief in the salt that is going to stop. And
Awesome.
you're going to have to mimic almost like true faith here.
Cool. And I think at this point as well, Arthur is going to start chanting the Lord's Prayer in Latin as he goes. So he's sort of going, Pater Noster, qui in caelis sanctifica nomen tuum. And it's just sort of repeating over and over again. Oh, that's pretty good. That is 5.
Just enough as it tries to break through, but it can't. And as it touches the salt, you can see the kind of the edges of the shadow being burned slightly as it smokes and sputters for a moment. For it retreats its hand. It's still in the cell with it, though. And you're outside the cell.
Can anyone else see it?
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh.
Now that he singed it, you can start to see the shadows. Honestly, as you're getting closer and closer and your eyes are adjusting, and like the intensity of the kind of like spectral haunting is increasing, it starts to come into view for all of you.
Oh, excellent. Brawl. Fight.
Are you setting it against the big shadow?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
And whilst this is happening, Arthur is going to
I know
increase...
Arthur needs room.
Yeah. He's going to use the rest of the salt to form the circle around Amari and Evelyn as well. So creating a unbroken loop around us all.
Awesome. Will you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Amari, can you roll your little pet's willpower plus their mental?
Okay. That is
The difficulty that you're trying to make for this is 5.
Oof. Okay.
As it charges in and it hits the shadow, it's like going to town, and the shadow wraps around it, not necessarily trying to attack. You see it's trying to force its way inside Thrall.
6 successes.
Awesome. And Thrall has normal teeth.
Yes.
Bites, and the shadow retreats outward and is trying, and Thrall is just keeping it busy. It's trying to hit it, and it's starting to kind of gnash at Thrall's skin. As you can see, the kind of bone almost get these kind of like slimy aftercoat on it as continue, but it does give Arthur a few moments. And
Arthur, do quick.
Yep. So it's moved out of the way slightly.
Yes.
Great. He is going to try and run in and grab the thing.
Give me a dexterity plus athletics, please. As the other shadows are still coming, Evelyn, you can feel the shadow trying to creep towards you slightly. One is outstretching towards you.
Okay, rousing.
I'm going to activate Daunt. I don't know how much it's going to do, but I'm going to try to keep them away with Daunt.
Dexterity, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. This is fine. This is all fine. I lied. This is not fine. 3.
Everyone give me a resolve plus occult check, please. One more. It's gonna be slightly harder for you, Arthur, as you run in and you grab what seems to be a little pouch of coins. Difficulty for everyone is going to be 3.
Hey!
Nada.
3.
Evelyn had a bad time.
Arthur, you're
Nada.
going to have to make 5.
I'm going to spend a point of willpower.
Awesome.
In this moment. So
Evelyn, would you like to spend a point of willpower, or are you just going to take it?
What was the difficulty? Sorry.
3.
I'm gonna have to spend a willpower because I can't. If I take another 3 superficial damage, I'm impaired, and I don't think I can risk that right now. So I'll go ahead and spend that willpower.
That is exactly 5.
Awesome.
Okay. 2 successes, so that's 1 superficial damage.
Yep, that is yes, you're gonna take 1 superficial.
Okay.
And then Arthur, everyone regardless is gonna take. Well, no, actually, you wouldn't take 1 superficial. I'm sorry. You're gonna take 1 lethal. Everyone else is gonna take, because they succeeded completely. They're gonna take 2 superficial.
Sorry, is that one? I'm taking 1 aggravated.
You're gonna take 1 lethal, just 1 the step down above superficial. Superficial, lethal, aggravated, right?
No, it's just superficial aggravated, isn't it?
Is it really?
Yeah, just superficial.
Oh my god,
aggravated.
I'm sorry. I was playing the other World of Darkness game the other day. Okay, then you're gonna take 2 superficial as well. Well, I'm so sorry. I've been out of this for far too long, apparently.
This is dicey. Okay.
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 All right, and you can feel your skin starting to crawl again. You can feel your life source slowly being drained, but you do see Arthur jump out of here and he has the coin pouch.
Oh, I have. Yeah, great. I'm going to chuck it in a pocket. Actually, no, I think I'm gonna. How big is it?
Really small, honestly.
Really small. He crams it in the vial with the grave dirt. And then he's gonna go, we gotta go. Arthur is going to look for the clearest way out using Sense the Unseen. He's looking for a gap in the shadows. Because since they're all moving towards us now, he's essentially looking for if they've made a space.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think with that, everyone could kind of break out, and you make a mad dash for the exit, and you're able to get to the stairs, and you can see the large shadow. Thrall's still in there though.
Oh, I'm going to order Thrall to run with me.
Yeah, Thrall runs, and you can tell as he's getting out of there, you could see that like he's looking a little weak for the wear, but he's still up.
Okay. How much damage? Because Thrall has a pretty hefty health pool.
He would have taken from dealing with the shadow probably 5 superficial.
Okay, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine for now.
Did they sorry, Addy, go on.
Yeah, Amari doesn't look too good though.
Yeah,
For
we all look
superficial,
like shit. Yeah.
he only has a health track of 4, so
Oh no.
Did the shadow seem to respond at all to Amari activating Daunt?
yes, that's a good question.
The smaller shadows did, not the big one.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
As Addy like running by and scoops me up, I'm gonna turn like my head back towards the shadows as we pass and activate Dawn of my own and just let my displeasure be known.
Yeah, they still try to approach you, but it's almost like something's hindering them a little bit. You feel like that the daunt would slow them down, but they would still eventually break through. Given enough time.
That's fine. I just want to make sure we've got more time to move because I have had a bad time with running challenges lately, so I'm not risking it.
Yeah, all the time this is happening, by the way, as well, Arthur is still chanting the Lord's Prayer in Latin, and he's got the holy water out, and he's sort of just...
And you can
as they
tell
go.
as you just put the holy water onto them, because of that because you truly believe it's gonna happen, it's gonna work. You can see the smoke is starting to smoke, and the smaller shadows kind of retreat back. Once you pass the threshold and start getting up the stairs, they attempt to follow, but they don't follow you anymore. And you come up to the bloody mess that is the 2 guards.
Just gonna stop the so they've not followed us past the threshold of the downstairs area. The stairwell is clear.
Yeah, you're
okay.
Yep, you're fine.
Yeah, I stop everyone before we turn the corner into visibility. And I'm gonna pop Sense the Unseen again to look around the corner and see if there's anything waiting for us.
Funny enough, nothing is. I wouldn't even have you make a roll for it because this is something I kind of want you to all figure out. Nothing is in the block with you. No tourists, no guards, no nothing. In fact, that's a little weird to you as you listen, and the crowd is gone. Like the
Amari's kicking the bodies down the stairs. Just
nice. Arthur is going to look up the ceiling, sort of gauge its structural integrity for a minute, then say, well, tally-ho, pull a small vial out of his pocket, which is a mixture of blood and like tiny little appendages that look like tiny little spindly bits of something that used to be a lot bigger and more intact, screws the top off, downs it, and then skitters up the wall.
And it looks pretty messed up, as just like the insectoid you're using, clean the. Yeah, and then you're just like.
Yeah, absolutely.
He couldn't have brought enough of that for all of us?
Unfortunately, it only works for us, those with the gift, darling. Learn that and we can talk.
Yeah, but the rest of you realize that you can't hear the crowd outside anymore.
Yeah.
Is this maybe another good time for you to take a look first, Daddy? I mean, you're the least likely to get spotted out of all of us. He's not exactly inconspicuous. He's literally climbing up a wall, and I'm blue.
While we're here, I'm going to just try some mending because
Yeah, fair.
I'm not hungry at all.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Rouse check.
Getting hungrier. Oh yeah, I'm gonna even require a roll for this because you step out and it's pretty obvious. Everyone's gone. You can hear them beyond the walls, like they're all at the entrance. Like beyond the entrance, the front hall, like way out, has been shut down, and all the tourist guides and like people that look like they've actually worked here, not like volunteers, because the volunteers are gone as well. They all have weapons in their hands. Okay.
that's something oh he absolutely could smash the wall, but are we done here?
Got a little something.
Okay.
But I think we've achieved our objective.
Well, we've achieved our objective, but Addie, must we get this warded? I think that would be impactful. What do you all think?
We'd have to make it to the tower.
I think we can.
By all means.
And I did get hungrier on my checks to heal, but I am healed.
Most of the people out there that are armed, Addie, mostly mortal, but had a drink, right?
Yeah. Well, they're definitely all mortals. You haven't seen another kindred since you got in here, or Canaanite, sorry.
So, at the very least, Mari and I are pretty good at putting on a mean face and scaring them off. I imagine that we could at least make a good chunk of them second guess if they even want to try it between us. Could buy you enough time to start climbing. Arthur can go with you. I can try and follow. I've done my fair bit of jumping around buildings in my time, but I wouldn't want to leave Amari on the ground on his own. Do you think you could find your way up, Grandpa?
On my own. And he looks at Thrall. He's like, good.
Yeah, point taken. Okay, so we can buy you guys some time to get a head start. I can bring up the rear. Mari can let Thrall clean house.
All right, so just so I have it known, so Arthur, you are climbing you're climbing from inside, right? And trying to get to
Yeah. I'm going along the walls and the ceilings all the way if I can, and I'm following Addy.
Okay. So and Addie's stepping outside, right? Because the only way to get to the tower, because you're at the courtyard now.
Cool. In which case, Arthur will be waiting for the distraction to pop, which is our dear Toreador and not Toreador.
I have an idea. First things first, I'm going to I'm gonna cover up Thrall. I'm not gonna chain him again, but I'm gonna put the straitjacket back on so his hands and body are covered.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to run into the nearest crowd of people, and I'm going to be like, "There's dead people! There's dead people on the stairs back there! I saw an eyeball!"
So the crowd has been all shifted, like almost outside to the entrance. So you want to run to the entrance and just shout through the gate and try to incite.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you're trying to incite a panic on the outside of the wall.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
I want the security to be distracted by the panic. So I really just am trying to get them to be like, they have to deal with this crowd out here who's like, and I'll even go extra on it. I'm like, I tried to help, and I'll cover myself with some of the blood from the bodies. And
So numerous things happen all at once. As you all step out, they start leveling their guns, getting ready to fire. Go ahead and give me a dexterity plus athletics, Amari, as you're just trying to get to the...
no. That's literally a single die.
You just need to make one.
Oh, no. That's a bestial failure.
Well,
it's hunger. I only have hunger now.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna get a compulsion, which is always fun. So covetousness. You know, this is a pretty nice penitentiary, and the fact that the Sabbat have never been able to take it has irked you something fierce. You want this entire building. You want this or something from it. Something very important from it. That's not just the coins.
Mm-hmm.
And as per the penalty, you're going to get to 2 dice all rolls except your compulsion, which is taking back this penitentiary or something from it, which, you know, is pretty good for the situation. As you fail, though, and you kind of drop, they start to fire on you. But I feel like at that moment, Thrall, sensing their master in danger, just erupts from his straitjacket and just attempts to hammer one of the guards, knocking him off balance. As the gunfire is enough to have people like start to like panic outside, and you hear various tour guides. It's like, oh no, it's just a show. Don't worry, we're just testing out some lights and stuff. As they're pushing the crowd away, and on the loudspeaker across the entire penitentiary, you hear this. Trapped us in here. Then free to hunt, free to run, free to live forever. But you're not free in your world. You're trapped in mine. You can only assume, and it's coming from the warden's tower, from like the big kind of speaker systems. Addie, what are you doing as all this shit is happening? And Amari, you find yourself bracing behind like one of the stone cover as the bullets are starting to ricochet and fly. Okay. Yeah, they're firing guns and everything. They're not focused on you. Evelyn, what's and you're just like just running across. No one, you got your weapons. Evelyn, are you see that the guards are kind of taking their focus off of you.
If they're not looking at me, I'll climb.
All right, and so you start climbing. You head towards the warden tower and attempt to start climbing. Addie's going there to start climbing, and then Arthur as well is
Skittering. Yeah. Going to be behind Evelyn, sort of. Is the warden's tower open? Is there an entranceway?
it's locked, but there is a door.
There is a door. Great. Yeah, sort of duck behind the tower and just be sort of waiting there. Arthur has no particular adeptitude for lockpicking, so he is going to sort of turn to the rest of the group and be like, appears we've encountered a lock.
And yeah, go ahead and roll me strength plus brawl. As you hear the kind of like angry grunts and roars of Thrall just attempting to beat the shit out of these guards. You throw a shoulder and you do a well-placed kick and the door breaks off its rusted hinges and goes down. Amari, you feel the gunfire stop as you're like, you're sure you've dodged a really bad fate here. As you can hear them attempting to shoot your pet. But he's pretty fast. What would you like to do in the ensuing chaos?
While this is happening, Amari is now thinking with his head for once. And while he is ducked and, hidden, I'm going to roll a rouse check and I'm going to use vicissitude. And what Amari is going to do is start to try to armor himself, basically fleshcrafting on himself while he's hidden so that he can add a little bit of points of armor. And this is going to depend on the number of successes I get. But I should be able to potentially add up to 4 points of armor to my person. That's the resolve 2, Protean 2, so that's 4. And I succeeded on my rouse check.
Awesome.
And 3 successes. So basically, Amari's skin, he just starts rubbing on his arms and his face and his upper body. And it gets like a shiny, hard, shell-like appearance to it. Looks like it could take a bullet or two. It's like, okay, I'm good.
Now you're stepping out.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch as they kind of draw and like they try to fire a bullet or two at you and just like deflecting off. And they go, what the fuck? As like they don't even get the sentence, so as Thrall's already on them, just pins one of the guards to the ground and just like meat. Just ground beef. There's plenty of the alarms haven't fully sounded yet, but there's plenty going on right now as Addie and Evelyn and Arthur are so Addie
also I lose 1 point of strength
Okay.
while this is happening.
All right. I might say makes sense. Are the three of you climbing out the outside of the tower, or are you taking the doorway in and all going up? Or are you splitting and doing different things?
I'm taking the doorway. I ain't climbing nothing. I'm too weak.
Addie punted the door down.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm on the ceiling inside, and I'm going to once again be using my old faithful parlor trick of sense the unseen to see if there's the warden's placed any inconveniences along our path.
Yeah, as you do sense the unseen up the kind of stairway to the warden's office, you could tell not necessarily like magical, like no, there's no blood sorcery here, even though you've heard he has one of the chantry in here, but rather very rudimentary, as there are tripwires with like shotguns, kind of built into the ceiling, more weaponist like actual like physical security.
Cool.
And really quick, just for my notes, Evelyn, are you going through the tower or outside of it?
She was aiming to go up the outside of the tower.
Okay, cool. And you can, and it's kind of funny because as you're like, you're just straight up just climbing it. Go ahead and give me a dexterity plus athletics, and you can add any skill specialties.
With my parkour specialty.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Sorry, what was the attribute you asked for?
Dexterity plus athletics.
Dexterity. Okay.
Are you going up the stairs or are you going on the outside? Okay, then yeah, do that as well.
That's 2 successes.
Awesome. You're like hopping from loose stone to loose stone. It's a little bit of a tougher climb than you're used to, but you're doing it. Addie's just up around side you. And you're both climbing this thing. Although, Addie, you're still in unseen passage, right? So you just notice a stone just occasionally fall. And you're like, oh, I can only know what that is. And getting up to it, you see for a second that you get kind of to the top of the tower, and you can see the very top. There's this like big, almost like almost like a headquarters type situation where you have like computers, a huge office, and in the middle is this giant kind of like wooden mahogany desk that where like a big probably the lead person would sit, like almost like a private area, but not entirely quite. But you see the flash of something as someone quickly pops out of view and then becomes invisible. And then for Amari and for Arthur, you're trying to are you going to just sneak your way past the defenses?
No. No, Mari's not sneaky at all. I'm just sending my ghoul to just be a battering ram at anything and everything that comes across. And if the ghoul dies, he dies.
Okay.
I don't really care.
So your ghoul is dealing with the guards outside at the current moment. You can pull them off to like just charge through for you, but then the more guards might come.
That's fine.
Okay.
Let them come from behind me. At least I know that's coming. Whatever's in front of me, I don't know. So I don't really know how to deal with that. Guards, I can try to compel, mesmerize, whatever. This up here, I don't know what's up there. So you just run like Forrest Gump, past the end zone, whatever. Just blow through everything.
Great. Is there anything heavy by the door, by the way, or is it just like just straight up a staircase? Leading upwards,
just like a normal
staircase. Cool, because like essentially, like as we're gonna go towards the thing, if there's any way to shut and block the door behind us, so the guards have a harder time following, that would be cool.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely like desks on the first layer, so yeah, you could probably just push a desk in front of the door if you wanted to.
Sick, yeah, I do that so that the guards are gonna have a tougher time getting through.
And you hear them trying to like beat in the door. As he's like, someone get the warden out! Someone get the warden out! As you can hear calling out. Thrall rushes up the stairs. You hear 1 blast, 2 blasts, 3 blasts, knocking bits and pieces off of him. Very damaged. Looking into the aggravated areas for him now, as he's taking just shotgun blasts. Like he takes 3 to basically to the chest and shoulders. But he's still going though, as he breaks down the door, and the rest of you kind of converge in. And there doesn't seem to be anyone in here as you all kind of see this office area like I was describing before. There are computers. There are filing cabinets lining the walls. But the one thing does catch your eye. Particularly Evelyn, I feel. Because you're the most modern. You can see that You can see the blinking. It looks like someone left their phone here. And attached to it is one of those little circular... You're like, oh, I know what those. They just came out with those. It's like one of those AirTag things. And it's blinking. Like it's transmitting its position or something.
Is everyone in the room now?
Mm-hmm.
My eyes being drawn to that, I'm gonna walk over it, and I don't know much about magical tracking devices, but I recognize that and point at it.
Ooh. I'll also go over and sort of have a look at it.
I feel like the other three of you are like, what the hell is this? Maybe Amari might know if they're like...
Amari's like, I use Android.
So Arthur, from his particular line of work from the before times, has somewhat of a knowledge with implements that were maybe used by governmental agents in various lines of work. So would this be a good use for a little bit of subterfuge to try and crack this thing wide open and see what's going on with it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Great. Could I utilize Evelyn's help with this as the modern mind of us? Because Arthur knows the more archaic technologies, but Evelyn has the grips on the new ones.
I think it's funny because I feel like Arthur would probably be like, oh, I mean, what is this thing? How does this work? And then Evelyn's just like, it's an AirTag. Like, it's a GPS.
Because I'm pretty good at when it comes to security measures.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's what this is, then
yeah, you probably like once she says that and like if you crack it open, you probably can identify it and be like, okay, like it has the rudimentary like GPS like kind of like built into it. Although the parts look a lot shinier. It's made for a more modern day. You could definitely see it.
Cool.
But why would someone... the thought immediately comes to your head, but why would someone need to alert someone to their position?
It's not just me, right? This feels like trap within trap within trap, huh?
Yeah.
I know I'm
much.
new to all this. I'm pretty green, but tracking with what you guys know about this stuff?
Yeah, no, you're definitely onto something here. That's not layman's shit. Okay.
Amari is looking for something to take from this place. That could be his.
You could take the phone. It's a really nice phone if you wanted to.
Yeah, so...
Well, go ahead and give me you're using Sense the Unseen, Addie. Give me a wits plus aspects roll.
Ooh.
See if you beat it.
5?
All right. I always go for player wins ties. You can see kind of slipping out of the room. You can see the shimmer of something.
Whilst this is happening, can I, with Evelyn's help, try and disable this item?
Yeah, definitely. I think it might take a little bit. Go ahead and give me, let me see. I would say intelligence plus technology.
Okay, awesome. I will do this. This wouldn't quite be a subterfuge code breaking thing, would it? It would be. Can we flange that?
You know what? Fine. Why not? Let's do it.
You're so nice to me. You're so nice to me, Nick.
I want my players to be having fun and you know it. If I give you breaks now, that means I can break other stuff later.
A fair point. A fair and astute point. Okay.
Addie, how much superficial damage can you take?
Woo!
All right. Well, yeah. Go ahead and give me athletics plus no, strength plus brawl. Sorry. As you're tackling.
After Addie tackles this thing, well, I'll wait.
Awesome. You're gonna
Because this would break their obfuscate if they start to fight each other. Excellent. That's what I wanted to know.
You see the two invisible things like collide. You hear a crack. You see Addie on top of. Let me describe what this guy looks like.
Okay.
As we're getting really close to the end of the session here, kind of looks like a hipster. He's got the hoodie, the jeans, the shirt, long kind of straggly white hair, skin. You've never seen someone like this, particularly Evelyn. Like skin that has been tightened, almost like mummified, sunken in and gaunt. On either side of the ear, you can see multiple like piercings, partial teeth that go up into the lip here, with other teeth that go down, and smoking a unlit cigarette in their mouth as well, with a beanie on their head. As you hear, what are you doing? And then, Addie, you feel yourself get cracked on the nose, like all across the face, taking a superficial. With this baton, he didn't get quite good of a swing here as you tackle him to the ground, and he is attempting to make a wild leap away. And
while he makes this, I look at him, eyes go into it, and I use mesmerize.
All right. Let's go ahead and that's gonna be a roll off. Let's fucking do this.
Yep.
Give me your roll, and I'll give you. Let's see.
Oh, yes. Crit. That is 7 successes.
Yeah, you mesmerize this Nosferatu.
And
No way.
I tell him to drop your weapon and stop moving.
Oh. Bah! And you see him just go limp.
And like, whilst this is happening as well, Evelyn and Arthur rolled a messy crit with 7 successes as well. So we're just critting the house down in this episode.
This is that was for your debug,
disabling,
right? Yep.
Disabling the device. Yeah.
I just feel like eventually you're like, okay, wait a minute, what am I doing? And you just break the. You realize that the air tag, it only transmits its position as long as it's like durable. So you just break it and it stops transmitting.
Sweet. With my technology roll, can I glean anything from it before it is broken that would give me an idea of where it was going to, or what exactly it was?
I'll give you this. Your eyes go to the iPhone, and you see it says connection lost. Transmitting location to friend ended.
Great. I pick up that iPhone and I put it in my pocket.
And that's when you hear police sirens in the distance. Not so distance, outside the penitentiary, as an international incident is probably going on outside because of all the shooting and stuff that's happened. but more so because you realize whoever the warden was calling probably has just gotten here. And with it, you hear another noise, and this will be the last thing you hear. You hear the honking of a large semi-truck. And I think that is a great place to end the session tonight. Chapter 5.
Interesting.
2 people should know who might know what that is. But we'll see. I thank you everyone for watching this awesome Chronicle session we had today. I had a lot of fun. Thank you to my players. And yeah, let them plug and tell them what you got going on. Starting in reverse.
Oh, reverse. Me first. How exciting. Hi, I'm Lily. I've been playing Evelyn, the baby Toreador, this evening. You can find me at Lily the GM on Twitter and on Twitch, although I'm not streaming right now. You can see my previous campaign, Legacy of Wolves, over on the Adventure Tavern YouTube. And other than that, I will keep you updated as new projects come up.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, aka Doubles and Dice. You can find me over on twitch.tv/Doubles and Dice for various different things, variety streaming and so on and so forth. You can also catch me over on my sister station, Rolling These 20s, where I'm the co-founder there and the storyteller for our Vampire Masquerade campaign, Philly by Night, which is at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday evenings. I'm also one of the players in one of our campaigns for Cyberpunk Red, which is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We are a trauma team in that, and it is quite the exciting romp. I'm all over the place doing a bunch of different things. I'll be on panels at PAX Unplugged and a bunch of different stuff. So keep an eye out my Twitter, Dimples and Dice, and yeah, that's all I got.
Sweet, sweet. Hi guys, my name is Gabriel, or Good and Chaotic. You usually find my shenanigans on Twitter. That's usually where I post up all my stuff. But if you're brave enough, you can also follow me on TikTok. More, especially chaotic shenanigans there. I am currently working with Adventure Tavern to put out a game called Dark Tide Rising Waters, which is running on Wednesdays. We have our finale coming up when this is being recorded. So by the time you'll watch this, that will probably be put to bed, but you can find it on the Adventure Tavern YouTube, and we would absolutely welcome you giving it a watch. Yeah, that's my stuff. I write a lot, I talk a lot, and usually I'm just kind of here. So, yeah.
Awesome. I guess that leaves me. Hi, I was your storyteller tonight, Nick Francia. You can find me at Nobleman Nick. On this premiering, let's see. I'm also going to be at PAX too. You can catch me on a panel. You can catch me at the Gehenna Gaming booth. I'll be running games. I'll be lots of fun. You should all come over and say hi, and we can have great socially distanced conversations. Or maybe if you catch me after the con, we can have a drink, and then I'm a little bit more fun there too as well. But we'll see. Let's see. December will be coming up when this is airing, or so on Friday, December 3rd, if it's still going. You can catch up Kingdom Hearts: The Interstitial War, which I'll be having on Caring Comfort Studios. You can check me out on. The Evangelion actual play should be off in the road and recording as well, so look forward to that. And yeah, just hell of a game. Thank you, everyone. And I think we can end here. And remember, keep it spooky. Get your fangs out, and then next session, let's see if our kindred managed to make a mess of things. Sorry, Canaanites. Apologies. Not use heretical terms. All right, bye, guys.